Greetings and welcome to another video. It's Saturday, 15th of August 2020, and welcome back to Coalbrookdale in Telford. As you can see, we're on the main road. One direction takes you down to Ironbridge, while the other direction takes you toward the M54. And right now, specifically, we're at the entrance to Derby Road. And today, we're gonna head down in this direction to return to and better explore a footpath we visited last weekend in a video I called Coalbrookdale. So yeah, let's carry on there. And as you can see, where we are is part of the National Cycle Network and Route 45. So yeah, and we're just gonna continue on. Yeah, we're just going to continue on around the corner and head to the starting point of the video I made last weekend, right here in Coalbrookdale. So let's head over there. Now, last weekend I was in this very spot exploring the footpath in front of us, and I called that video Coalbrookdale. And I enjoyed making that video, but looking back on it, the last 3-4 minutes of it at the end of the video did seem rushed to me, and I feel bad about that. So today's video is hopefully going to make up and correct the mistakes made in the ending of last week's video, while at the same time exploring a different part of the path that we did not see last weekend. So when you watch last Saturday's video about Coalbrookdale along this path, together with today's video, providing all goes well, then the two videos together will hopefully be a lot better than either video by itself. But we'll see how it pans out. And before we get started on any of that, just want to take another look at this view behind me in Coalbrookdale. It's absolutely gorgeous around here, like I said last time. And we've got a road here. Heading up that way along the road is Little Wenlock. I think about 2.5 miles away from this location. But yes, I'll explore Little Wenlock another day. But like I said, in the meantime, we're just going to follow some of the signposts for this section of the Telford T50 50-mile trail. And here you are, some information about where we are. Loam Hole Dingle is a wet, ancient, semi-natural woodland consisting mainly of ash, alder, silver birch and hazel and a range of wildflowers. The Lyde Brook flows from the northwest through the dingle into the upper Furnace Pool and then into the Coalbrookdale watercourses towards the River Severn at the bottom of the valley. Trees along the water's edge create a natural habitat for invertebrates, including a species of rare crane fly, Lipsothrix nobilis, of which the aquatic larvae thrives in saturated woody debris lying in the stream. And you've also got a map of the route going on here as well. So here we are, starting our walk today. And like I said, some of those of you who have seen last weekend's video will recognise and know a lot of this path already. But as I said, planning to explore a section of a pathway that I did not get a chance to explore last time I was here, in my previous video in Coalbrookdale. So yeah, turning right, that's another footpath heading back to Derby Road, and I explored that part of the path in last weekend's video called Coalbrookdale Watercourses. So we're not going to go that way today. Instead, we're going to turn left and follow a couple of signs for the Telford T50 50-mile trail. And it was this way we explored in the video I made last weekend called Coalbrookdale. So yeah. So this little bit of a path here I covered in last weekend's video, Coalbrookdale. So what we're going to do in a moment is skip ahead to the end of this path and focus on where I want to go today. So yeah, see you in a moment. So here we are at the end of the wooden footpath, and over here to our left is a part I didn't properly explore last weekend. It's a bit muddy at the moment and I don't have a correct footwear to deal with muddy paths, so I'm not going to go much closer. But on another day, when the weather's not so soggy in the ground, I might head over there for a proper look. But if you happen to be here yourself one day and fancy exploring over there, it's definitely worth the effort, I'd say. Beautiful little spot. But what we're going to do is head back here and follow the Severn Gorge Countryside Trust Trail and the Telford T50 50-mile trail up this way for a few yards. Because if you've watched last week's video, Coalbrookdale, you'll know that just around the corner the path splits. One way going left, one way going right. So we're just gonna head over to that spot and go from there. And here we are. As you can see, the Telford T50 50-mile trail continues on straight in front of us. And those of you who watched last week's video, Coalbrookdale, will have known that I've already explored that path in front of us right there. And so because we've already been down that path last weekend, we're not going to go that way today. Instead, we're going to follow up this path on the right here. Now, it was toward the end, the last 5 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes of last Saturday's video called Coalbrookdale, I did explore this path we're doing right now. But I was doing it in the direction heading back toward the starting point of this video. However, that video was the end of that, start again. As I said, the last 5 minutes or so of last week's video, Coalbrookdale, looking back, was a bit rushed, and not being happy about that, I'm back here today exploring this path properly. So yeah. Now, as mentioned in last weekend's video, Coalbrookdale, you can come up here to this gate and you can go through this gate here to cut across the field to a gate over there. So let's do that. Mind you, change of plan. While it's possible to cross this field to that gate over there, this grass needs a massive cut. A lot of gardening needs going on in this field. So, dear viewer, if you happen to be visiting this path and if you're able to get across to that gate over there, by all means do so. But if you're not able to cross this long grass, or you just don't want to, there's another way around, which again we saw in last week's video, and which I think I'll do today, in fact. There's a small path right here, and it's the kind of path which, by the looks of it, unless you're paying attention, it's easily missed and overlooked. So we're just going to follow this around for a moment. A little wooden footbridge here. The path, as you can see, turns round to the right And here we are. And those of you who watched the last 10 minutes of last week's video, Coalbrookdale, will recognise this spot. Here we are at this same field again, at the other gate. And again, if you wanted a shortcut, I guess, just cut across the field in that direction to the other gate that we were at a couple of minutes ago, and that'll lead you back to the path that'll lead you back to where we started this video today. But what we're going to do now is, now we're here, explore along this path and revisit a couple of points we saw in last week's video, Coalbrookdale, before we continue and explore somewhere new. So yeah, I'm not going to video record every step of this path along here because most of it was seen in last week's video, Coalbrookdale. So what we're going to do is skip ahead to a couple of key points and we're going to go from there. See you in a moment. It's really nice and peaceful here around here today. I can imagine everyone who visits here enjoys exploring this area and all these footpaths. So we got here a little wooden bridge that goes across a little gully. And we're just going to follow the path along here, obviously. And remind ourselves of a couple of spots we saw along here when I came along this path last weekend. And I enjoyed coming along here last time. It was really good fun. So yes. So we're now here, and we're now at probably the most interesting part of this section of path. Those of you who saw last week's video, Coalbrookdale, will remember that I explored down these steps, across that bridge, up those steps, and up along that footpath over there. And when you, after seeing that part of last weekend's video, you'll know where that leads to, and that when I got to the other end of that path, I decided to come back down to here and follow along that way where we've just come from. So we're not going to do that today. And we've got a sign on a tree over there saying keep to path in orange paint, so yeah. Now, like I said, because I've already explored that path last weekend in last Saturday's video, Coalbrookdale, we're not going to go that way today. Instead, we're going to head back up this way to reconnect to the path we originally started on, which is right there. And this is where we were last weekend. Now, as you can see, the Telford T50 50-mile trail and the Severn Gorge Countryside Trust heads back down that path there, but it also heads off down in that direction as well. We're not going to go that way today. Instead we're going to come back to this way in a future video. What we're instead going to do is re-explore this way. And yeah, now I know that in last week's video I've already covered this path, but today, because of everything I've just done and just said, I figured it'd be a nice way to take some more time over this and explore it properly. Because there's a lot of paths and offshoots and different places to explore along here. So I figured do things properly and do a nice steady circular route. You know, try and put some more thought into this video than I did last time. And hopefully by doing it like this, people can get a better look at what we're exploring today. Out of last week's videos, I made two big ones. The one that I'm particularly happy about and proud of the most is the one I called Coalbrookdale Watercourses. That was very good. Yeah, so I'd say definitely the videos I made last weekend. The video I called Coalbrookdale Watercourses is definitely the best. And this video is a remake of the video I called Coalbrookdale. Some of this wooden path is slightly uneven, so careful of your footing as you come here. And that's absolutely gorgeous, that is. Absolutely beautiful. The sound of the water trickling along the little river down there to our right, it's actually quite musical, if I'm honest here. Today's a good day. Today's a very, very good day. Alright, so the path splits to our right and to our left. Not sure where this way goes to be honest. I might explore that another time, to be honest. But what we're going to do is stick to the path and turn to the left. And follow the signposts we saw earlier. So yeah, let's jump ahead to the next point, and just only a few yards, but I'll see you in a few moments. So we find ourselves back here, and at this point, if we turn to our left, we explore. That's the path we explored toward the start of this video, back up to the field we saw earlier on, and that's also the path we explored in last week's video. So yeah, which means we're going to be heading back this way along this path here. Following the signs and the path. There's a lot of butterflies around here, which is good. Can't think of a single person who doesn't like butterflies in some way, shape or form. So here we are, back at this path here, and what we're going to do is skip ahead back to where we started today's video. Here we are, back at the wooden chair. I love this. I love the amount of work that went into making this tree stump into a very beautiful looking chair. So what we're going to do now is head this way. And head just there. So here we are, back where we started today's video. And that has to be one of the most beautiful things in all of Telford, in my opinion. That site there. And on that note, I'm going to end this video here. thank you everyone for watching today. I do appreciate it. And yeah, take care of yourselves, be safe, and I look forward to seeing you all soon in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.